Well, it takes a very specific type of person to be on this type of thing. It's so crazy of a concept. So why did you decide to do it? And who was the first person that you talked to whenever you were like thinking about doing it? Did you tell anyone you were doing it? What was that process kind of like?
Yeah, I told my best friend Alex first. We communicate over Snapchat video a lot, so it was probably a Snapchat video of me being like, I just matched with this guy on Hinge, like what do I do this? And yeah, everyone I told just said yes, and I was like, guys, but actually think about it, like actually I'm gonna have to sit there like on camera. But yeah, I don't know, it seemed like a good idea, like I don't know. I feel like if I didn't do it, then I would just regret it.
Yeah.
Damn.
It's something that you're really only going to come across like once, maybe.
Maybe, yeah. We were talking. She was like, "Then you can apply to Love Island." I was like, "No, I don't think so. I think once is like plenty." Yeah. I don't know. Why did you like want to do it?
I mean, Hannah's my best friend, so she was just asking me straight up. She's like, "Hey, do you want to do this?" And I was like, yeah, why not?
Is that because you're bad at flirting? And
I don't know if I would say I'm bad at flirting. I don't know, just not like re-entering the dating scene. I haven't dated in Pittsburgh very much as well.
It's like diving in the deep end.
Like the deep end. It seems like fun. I mean, like there's nothing to lose. At the bare minimum, you get to like talk to some really cool people and like meet people.
Get a free high noon.
Yeah, literally get a bunch of free wine and yeah, have a good time.
Yeah. So, okay, cool.
Yeah. Did you go to school here as well?
I went to Allegheny College. You heard of that?
I know Allegheny very well. I went to Worcester.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we would play them all the time.
It's just teeny tiny, and a lot of people are like, oh, like community college? Like, no.
Just small.
Just teeny, yeah. It's like, I think it was smaller than my high school, actually.
Wow. I've actually been to a frat party at Allegheny. One of my exes went to Allegheny. But nonetheless.
Maybe you have a type.
No.
I have a question, like a personality question I ask a lot of people. Okay. If a witch was gonna try to summon you by throwing 3 things into a cauldron, what would they be?
That's a great question.
Right?
First thing that pops in my head, Manchester United jersey. Big soccer fan. It's the team that I support, and like I watched them get their asses whooped today, and like it almost ruined my day. And like I'm very invested in their success and their downfalls. So that's definitely one thing.
Okay.
I would say something that like stands out as far as like who I am, just like walking into a room, is I've worn gold hoop earrings for a very long time.
Okay, one of mine was a silver hoop earring.
Okay, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
You understand? Yeah. I would say I have to wear a tie every single day for work. So maybe just like, I have a tie.
Do you have like a favorite?
I have a tie that has skiers on it.
Cute.
That I wear all the time, that I got from a thrift store. So maybe that.
Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
What about yourself?
Okay, I've been asking this, so I have my 3 down pat. Silver hoop earring of any size, variety. Yeah. You know, if the witch was getting desperate, I'd take like a ring too. Okay. But preferably, or maybe like this necklace. But I'm gonna stick with silver hoop earring.
Lovely necklace, by the way.
Thank you, St. Christopher. No. Do you know what calico critters are? No. Okay, they're little critters, and they're like little toys that I had when I was a kid, and they're kind of like fuzzy, and they're just very cute. I wish I like had one, but why would I have?
Put a calico critter right here.
Hannah, you know what a calico critter is. I feel it.
Put it right here.
I'm talking to the camera like The Office. Like, they're just cute little guys, and I would put one of those in, and then a 4-leaf clover.
Why?
I'm really lucky, and I'm also really good at finding 4-leaf clovers.
Because you're lucky.
Right, and I feel like I needed something like green in there also.
You strike me as a person that has a lot of plants.
I do have a lot of plants. Some of them are dying, but they're there.
Why are they dying? Are you?
If I knew, they wouldn't be dying. No.
Fun fact, you can like take a photo of a plant and like put it into like AI, and it'll like tell you what's wrong with it.
Okay.
Fun fact.
So maybe they'll make a comeback after this.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. I tried. I looked it up. Why, I don't know how to pronounce it, is that like leaves yellow, and it was like either too much water or not enough water. Like, so then I stopped watering it for a while, and it got worse. So then I watered it, and it got worse. So
they're so temperamental.
Yeah.
I'm a new plant dad, so I just like I had just moved into my own place in DC, and so I just started buying all the plants that I could. So I have like 9 or 10 different plants right now, and I'm trying to like figure out how to take care of them at their own speeds, and it just feels like a lot of responsibility.
It is, and when they die, like I feel so guilty. Like it really feels like I'm like murdering something.
You are neglecting your child.
You kind of are, honestly. But yeah, I just love the environment, love plants, love moss. Yeah, I wrote my thesis on moss.
Really?
I wrote it on designing an artistic barefoot moss garden. That was my for physical and mental well-being whole title.
Got it. That's a lot lighter than mine.
What was yours?
The whole title, I thought sharing was caring, an examination of ethnic civil war, constitutional power sharing, and reoccurring violence.
A little heavier.
Very heavy, lots of death in there.
Yeah, mine was just like, I didn't know what to do it on, and I had this professor who told me to just make a list of everything I liked, and moss made it on the list. Out of the 7 deadly sins.
I don't even know the 7 deadly sins.
Let me try to think of them. Wrath, sloth, envy, pride, lust, gluttony, one more, greed.
Sounds right.
Okay, that's it.
Sure.
Which do you like feel that you not like struggle with, but I guess like relate to the most, and which do you like have you don't at all, like you understand?
I don't understand greed.
Okay.
First and foremost, like I don't feel the need to like accumulate. At least like beyond like comfortability. Like I think like people that have too much money, it's like why?
Right, like you're just gonna die with it.
Yeah. And then, what is it worth at a certain point?
Like ego boost. Or something. Or...
I don't know what all of them mean, if I'm gonna be completely honest. What is wrath?
Wrath, like anger or like destructive anger, I guess.
Okay. I wouldn't say that's one. Sloth, is that like laziness?
Yeah.
Don't think I have that problem either.
Like just perfect.
It's like not to toot my own horn, but I would say maybe I'm gonna say gluttony, just because I really like foods that I enjoy. Like I have a hard time like meal prepping. Like I will eat shit that like I way too much of it. Like I love like candies and like things that are not good for you, which I'm trying to get better at. But you know,
I feel like it's not that.
You only live once, right?
Yeah, you don't need to get too much better at it unless you're like dying of gluttony.
I am not, thankfully. Maybe pride, is that like being like
I guess like ego is like kind of tied into pride.
I feel like everyone has an ego, right? I try and keep mine in check, but I feel like in my line of work, it's like everyone has such a big ego, and I think that's something that I have like generally I try to have under control compared to people that I'm around.
Yeah, good answer.
What about you?
I don't understand greed, and I don't understand wrath either. I think I'm pretty like level-headed. Yeah, I don't know, like looking at the camera like my friends watching, like you're crazy. But I think honestly probably sloth is like struggle with. I don't struggle with it like to the point where it wins, but like I do love a rot. Like
I feel like that's necessary.
It is necessary.
What do you do when you rot? You just like watch stuff? Or?
Yeah, I don't know. I watch TV more than movies, but
what's your goat TV show?
Okay, my favorite show is honestly probably Game of Thrones.
Really?
Yeah.
I love Game of Thrones.
Really?
I actually really love Game of Thrones. Have you watched House of Dragon?
I started, and then I was supposed to watch it with my dad, and I have not seen my dad enough to finish the new season. Okay. But it just isn't as good.
It's not as good.
Yeah, I like Game of Thrones, but that's like heavy. I feel like usually I'm more of like a sitcom, like I like Parks and Rec a lot.
I've never seen it.
Really? Have you seen The Office?
No.
What is wrong with you?
I've seen like Community.
Okay, Community's awesome. I love Community.
I liked Friends is okay.
Yeah.
Seinfeld's funny.
Is it?
Yes, it's so funny.
Okay.
That's my bold take.
It's like good, but it's not like I don't know.
Yeah, the one that
it's no The Office or Parks and Rec.
Okay, the one that I watched most recently was How I Met Your Mother.
I haven't seen that. Yeah. You can't look at me like that if you haven't seen The Office. Whoa. That's like the sitcom.
What is a memory that you like can think back on and it will make you smile immediately?
That's a good question. Okay, what's coming to mind, and like, this is kind of shallow answer,
No.
but also like flex, because because of my Grateful Dead tote bag. Okay. Recently saw Dead and Company in the Sphere in Vegas.
Looks
actually life-changing. Like,
looks really crazy.
It was like being on a trip sober. It was so just beautiful and insane, and I like art a lot too, and I dabble, and watching that was like just a really overwhelming feeling of like the scale that art can get, because like, you know, the whole sphere is just like animated so for the whole show. Yeah, and it was like me and everyone there was like feeling so like overwhelmingly like in awe of it, and I was just thinking, I don't know, it was just that was like one of the like biggest scope of like art that I've seen. Yeah. So I really liked that, and it was just gorgeous. It was so like otherworldly. The
memory that I have is like when I was young, my family house didn't have air conditioning. It was really hot one day, and my mom and my grandma and grandpa were like, okay, it's too hot, we're gonna go to a hotel. Okay. And I was like, fuck yeah. And we went to a hotel in like Robinson just to stay, and there was an indoor pool, and I was geeked.
That would be honestly like thrilling. Yeah.
About an indoor pool, and I just, every single time I'd walk or drive past it, I'd be like, are we gonna get a hotel? Like, and it was just
Can we go back?
Yeah, it's just like this memory that has always stuck with me, and like.
That's actually awesome.
Yeah.
And that's just like sweet of your mom to be like, okay, this is enough.
We're calling it.
Yeah. If from this lifetime you could take 3 traits of yours to the next lifetime, what would you want?
Oh wow, that's a good question. 3 traits. I think I'm pretty honest. Okay. I'm like honest to a fault. I think if you're not being honest, like, what are we doing? I think everything is based on honesty in some capacities.
And I just think like it just makes everything harder for you if you're lying, you know, like it's gonna come out in the wash. Like, why would you set yourself up
for failure?
Yeah.
No, I totally agree. So I'd say my honesty. I'm very determined as well. I'm like, if I like want to do something, like I'm gonna try and do it. Something I kind of struggle with, but I think is like very much so in my like core code, is being lighthearted. Sometimes I like get caught up in being serious, and just by nature of things that are happening and what you're dealing with.
So you would take lightheartedness with you?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people are just like really mean and take themselves too seriously, and I think we're all, you know, we do that at different points,
like by nature, I guess.
But having that as like a cornerstone, I think would be something that like is necessary.
Okay, good answers, I think.
What about you?
I don't know like a word for it. I want to say like connected, but I don't, not like socially, but just to everything. Like I just feel it in my bones. So, and I think like whatever like connection I'm talking about, like to like the universe or whatever.
Are you witchy?
Like a little. Like
I can tell.
But I feel like that, I don't know, I feel like it helps me a lot. I feel like it makes me lucky. I feel like it like draws me into the environment, which draws me into my job. Like I just feel very like I'm in touch with something. I don't know what it is, but I'd take that. Real. Maybe like artistic. So I think it like comes naturally to me.
Well, you said you just dabble, so.
Yeah, well.
I think you're lying.
Maybe I was lying. I just dabble in the sense that I don't do it as much as I should. Okay. Like I'm not like painting and drawing every day, but in my defense, I no longer have access to a free ceramic studio, so that is making things harder. Yeah. But yeah, I feel like I'd take artistic, because I think it comes naturally to me. And if it didn't, I don't know that I don't know if I'd have it in me to like make myself good at it. But I do really love art. And I'm gonna say like witty. Like I like being funny.
Snappy.
And yeah.
The show is called FLIRT. Hannah started it because she said she was bad at flirting. And she like wanted to watch the game tape back, right?
Yeah.
So I guess general, what is your definition of flirting?
I don't know, I feel like it kind of has a lot to do with chemistry, because I feel like sometimes if you're like, you don't have to say anything flirty to be flirting, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Just like talking to someone and trying to get them to like you, I guess, or like, yeah, I guess that. What do you think?
I think it has a lot to do with I think there has to be some sort of intention, like you have to be trying to show the other person that you are interested in them. And I think it doesn't have to be in one particular way. I think it morphs in a lot of different ways depending on the person that you're with and the vibe that you have with them and the location that you're at.
Yeah.
But I think it is all about like, it's like a dance, right? Like you're trying to show them, and then like you're trying to see if they're picking up on it, and then if they're picking up on it, it's like this push pull. Are we flirting?
Are we? Maybe, yeah.
What do you mean maybe?
I just mean like if I watch this back and I'm like, damn girl, you're not flirting. But yeah, no, I'm flirting.
Yeah. Okay.